Afternoon, here is the news afternoon. First, the highlights. Legacy government emphasizes role of young people in shaping sustainable future through innovation. Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited moves to increase crude oil production to 1.8 million barrels per day by end of 2025. And French minister resigns after less than a month in office. And in sport, Flying Eagles through to round of 16 of FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Chile. Now the details. I am Mike James. Legacy government has emphasized the crucial role of young people in shaping a sustainable future through innovation and environmental stewardship. Permanent Secretary, Office of Environmental Services, Lagos State Ministry of the Environment and Water Resources, Omobolaji Gaji, stated this during the year 2025 Inter-Secondary School Environmental Competition organized by the Lagos State Environmental Protection Agency, LASEPA, in partnership with the Earth Plus Environmental Sustainability Network. Gaji, while describing plastic pollution as one of the most pressing global environmental threats, highlighted its role in flooding, marine ecosystem degradation, and waterway contamination. He commended LASEPA and Earth Plus for fostering youth-led environmental innovation and reaffirmed the ministry's commitment to continue partnerships that promote sustainability and climate resilience. In his welcome address, General Manager LASEPA Babatunde Ajayi described Project Solve 2.0 as a platform designed to harness the creativity of young Nigerians in addressing plastic pollution and its harmful impact on health, aquatic life, and the environment. Speaking on behalf of Earth Plus, the deputy team lead, Musadulua Otenaike, described the organization as a youth-led non-profit dedicated to transforming environmental challenges into opportunities for innovation and sustainability. Lagos State Safety Commission has sealed off several chemical factories and shops in the Ojota area of the state for violating safety and environmental regulations. The enforcement exercise carried out in the early hours of the day followed contraventions of the Lagos State Safety Commission law of 2011. Director General Larry Mojola said the affected facilities were shut after operators failed to comply with agreed safety measures despite repeated warnings and a grace period. Mojola stressed that the sealed facilities would remain under lock until full compliance is achieved, warning that the Commission would not compromise on enforcing safety standards. He also urged manufacturers and business operators across Lagos to adopt proactive safety measures to avoid similar sanctions. Residents of Lagos State government housing schemes have been implored to cooperate and work together to further improve the facilities provided for them by the government. Director of Estate in the State Ministry of Housing, Kemi Fushudu, who represented the permanent secretary of the ministry, gave the advice at the swearing-in ceremony of new executives of the Lateef Jakande Gardens Resident Association, Igondo. Fushudu says it is imperative that residents forget their individual differences and team up for the development and security of their immediate environment. In his acceptance speech, the new chairman, Abdullahi Shuaibu, promised to improve on the efforts of the outgone executives and ensure that every resident is carried along. Shuaibu said his administration will be based on a 7-point agenda, which includes welfarism, accountability, reconciliation, mutual respect, inclusiveness, security, and transparency. The former chairman, Babajide Andu, had earlier outlined the various achievements of his administration and urged the new executive to improve on them. The new executive that will run the affairs of the state for the next 2 years include Dr. Abdullahi Shuaibu, Chairman, Mrs. Omotayo Olajimoke, Vice Chairman, Mr. Tajuddin Adebanjo, General Secretary, Shakiru Adeyemi, Treasurer, and Adekunle Olorudi, Social Welfare Director. Others are Mrs. Miriam Rafiu, Assistant Social Welfare Director, Mr. Adedeji Aruolu, Public Relations Officer, Barrister Sherifat Busari, Legal Advisor, as well as Mr. Henry Okmara, Chief Security Officer. And now to the rest of the stories. The Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Bayo Ojulari, says the company is on track with its plans to increase Nigeria's crude oil production to 1.8 million barrels per day before the end of the year. Ojulari stated this after meeting with President Bola Tinubu at the State House in Abuja, where he briefed the president on the company's performance, investment drive and progress towards achieving the administration's production targets. He said the NNPCL had made significant progress in oil and gas output, recording about 1.68 million barrels per day in September, the highest in 5 years, and over 7 billion cubic feet of gas production daily, also the highest in recent times. And the recent increase in coking gas prices, Ojulari described it as temporary and relatively artificial, attributing it to distribution delays. The management of the National Assembly has cautioned aggrieved parliamentary workers against carrying out their planned protest and picketing as lawmakers resumed plenary on Tuesday. The warning followed threats by some members of the Parliamentary Staff Association of Nigeria to embark in industrial action over alleged unresolved welfare and constitutional issues affecting staff. In a circular issued by the Secretary, Human Resources and Staff Development, Essian, on behalf of the clerk to the National Assembly, Kamaru Ogunlano, the management warned that any attempt to disrupt legislative activities would attract severe disciplinary measures. Essian explained that within 7 months of assuming office, the current management had embarked on several administrative reforms aimed at improving efficiency and boosting staff morale. In some foreign news, France's Prime Minister Sébastien Lecornu has resigned less than a day after his cabinet was unveiled. Lecornu criticized the unwillingness by political parties to reach compromises. The shock move comes only 26 days after Lecornu was appointed Prime Minister following the collapse of the previous government in François Bayrou. Parties across the board in the National Assembly had fiercely criticized the composition of Lecornu's cabinet, which was largely unchanged before Bayrou's, and threatened to vote it down. Over to sports news. Nigeria's Flying Eagles have qualified for the round of 16 at this year's FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Chile after a pulsating 1-1 draw with Colombia in their final Group F tie. Another late penalty converted by Daniel Bamayi saw the Flying Eagles come from a goal down to earn a point against the South Americans. It was a game that saw Flying Eagles trio Daniel Daga, Suleiman Sani and Tahir Meigana hit the woodwork. The Flying Eagles will now face 6-time Under-20 FIFA World Cup winners Argentina in the round of 16 on October 8. And that was our news at noon. Just before we go, use the walkway where available to avoid accidents. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X, Traffic Radio 961, Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs. It's live on YouTube, Traffic Radio 961. Our website is www.trafficradio961.ng. Listen to Lagos Traffic Radio on my Lagos app for timely updates. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration completed and inaugurated 34 roads at Koshofe, Shomolu, Victoria Island and Ikoyi? Well, you can always get more details. It's on the Legacy government website. And to end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Legacy government has emphasized the crucial role of young people in shaping a sustainable future through innovation and environmental stewardship. The Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Bayo Ojulari, said the company is on track with its plans to increase Nigeria's crude oil production to 1.8 million barrels per day before the end of the year. We also told you that France's Prime Minister, Sebastian Lecornu, has resigned less than a day after his cabinet was unveiled. And in sports, Nigeria's Flying Eagles have qualified for the round of 16 at this year's FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Chile after a pulsating 1-1 draw with Colombia in their final Group F tie. And for contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast, compiled by Zainab Adebeshi. Thank you, Lagos, for listening. My name is Mike James. Good afternoon.